Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon. I appreciate your patience. We had a class before this, and I neglected to tell the instructor that I have a class now on Friday today.
No problem.
So, yes, that's the explanation. So, normally, as you know, 3 o'clock on Wednesdays, there's nobody before us. But because we moved to Fridays, I forgot to let the instructor before me know that we have a class at 2 o'clock today. So that's why we are a few minutes late today.
Sorry, Nate. Yeah, I don't think that there's anybody else joining. It seems that people are having crazy days, so.
I'm
Like
on.
I said, as long as everyone has access to recordings and my people.
Oh, Amanda's on. Great.
There we go. So we got Double AB, Ash, Amanda, and Brandy. All right, I didn't intend for that to rhyme as perfectly as it did, but with that being said. All right, so that is everything that we are going to be going over today. We're going to do a little check and recheck with our passive stretch. All right. I literally just spent the last hour like in a pigeon for 10 minutes at a time. It was wonderful.
That's good. Nate, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I've had an absolute awful day thus far, so I need you just to give me some breathing and relieving some stress because it sucked. Like, I had to lay off 4 people today, and I'm not a happy person whatsoever. So bring me some happiness, bring me some breathing or something.
I'm sorry,
All right,
Brandy.
everyone take a seat first and foremost. We will start with breathing, okay? Start with breathing and intention setting. All right, so usually we end up with Wim Hof, as you recall. So actually during this point, let everyone, you can mute your mics so that you can get your breathing, on to your heart's content. And I'm the only one who will be breathing into a microphone. So with that being said, we're gonna take about 30 to 40 breaths. So it usually takes about 2 minutes for us to get through that. So let me go ahead and time that. And then at the end, we are going to do 1 breath hold. Again, it's the deepest inhale you can, and then release the carbon dioxide, okay? So sitting nice and comfortably. I like to keep my eyes closed just so I focus more on my breathing. And usually I go through my nose just to get that additional humidity, just in case I am dehydrated. All right, so go ahead and get started. Deep inhale, release. Now, if your fingers get tingly, that's fine. Allow it to happen. Let your body consume as much oxygen as you can and get lost in your breath. Deep inhale, follow that air, go down into your belly, and then follow that carbon dioxide, come back up and exhale. Make it a circle. Make it a big, giant circle. And follow your breathing pattern. Don't worry about mine. I'm following my breathing pattern, okay? So we got about over a minute left. So we get between 30 and 40 breaths. If you go past 30, that's fine. Again, concentrate on making it circular. Get lost in your breathing. If you get a little lightheaded, that's okay. Allow your body to embrace it. Again, trying to relax those muscles. Deep inhale, release. Taking another 5 breaths. Another 4. Deep inhale and release. Last big inhale, release, and hold. And you want to hold as long as you possibly can. Remember, this is your power. It is up to you and how much relaxation, how much energy, how much electricity, how much tingleness that you are able to embrace. Once you need to take that inhale again, deep inhale, hold for a count of 10 in your mind, and then return back to your normal breathing. Once again, just hold as long as you possibly can before you need to take that next deep inhale. Once you are back to your original breathing, thumbs up. All right. Again, once you're back to your original breathing, go ahead and open your eyes. Stay nice and relaxed in your seated position. All right. So anytime your mind begins to drift in any way, shape, or form, make sure you go right back to focusing and concentrating on your breathing. All right. Don't tell me I'm slowing down again. My computer is always this slow. So if I'm robotic, I apologize. It does happen. So hopefully I'll be able to regain back my normalcy. But we're going to start with a reflexive performance reset to stimulate our nervous system. I'm going to focus more on lower body today. So I'm going to try to hopefully be able to recover some form of Wi-Fi. My internet is very slow right now. Now, we're going to start with our psoas, which again is going to be right in front, an inch down and an inch to the side from your belly button. And I want to go into an upright kneeling position. That way the psoas has to be turned on. And I'm going to stimulate dropping my hips forward. So I want to get my glutes involved. Then from here, creating my 4-finger saw. I'm just going to go side to side. We're just going to hit the side for 30 seconds. Again, right around here, okay, it's about an inch above, at least where I have my shorts. So right about an inch above your waistline. We're just going to saw back and forth. Good. Yes, there you go. So you should feel some tension, most likely, especially to the outer part. All right. So while I'm digging in here, I'm feeling tension out here. So you can see here's my belt line right here. And I'm slightly up from that another 5 seconds and hitting the other side, unless you were hitting both sides. 3, 2, and 1. And then go ahead and switch over to the other side for 30 seconds. All right. So for me, it's not only just stimulating those nerves and trying to allow those nervous signals to get to the right muscle, but you can also feel a bit of soft tissue work, you know, while you're digging into that psoas lower abdominal / hip muscle. Okay, so right down there is a real big focus. Another 5 seconds. Then we're gonna go right back to our glutes, which is right at the base of our skull. Okay, right back to the base of our skull, base of our hairline. 3, 2, and 1. All right, so once again, if you want, you can take 2 fingers, all right, on both sides, and you can stimulate right down the middle, but just be careful as you're going down to the sides. So we'll spend about 45 seconds, being that we can do both sides. Be careful of pushing your head forward, okay? Make sure to stay up tall. Make sure to keep that neck nice and balanced on top of those shoulders, and then you're gonna rub, once again, following the base of your skull all the way around to the outside. Basically right behind that ear. So you want to follow a little bit more into that softer tissue right underneath that skull, okay, just to help to stimulate a little bit more of those signals. Another 20 seconds, going right around there. All right, so continuing that flowing. Okay, last 10 seconds, and then we're going to switch right into loosening up for our hamstrings. Okay, now we're getting into our posterior chain a little bit more. All right, 3, 2, and 1. So for our hamstrings, once again, it's the back of our belt line. So if I pull my shirt up here, you can see my belt line, and I'm basically tracing that. But again, if I'm kneeling or standing, I want to make sure I keep my hips slightly tucked so my lower abdominals are engaged. Then the tissue is going to get a little bit more firm, and I'm going to be able to really get those signals set in the proper position. Okay, so commonly when we stretch, we don't really consider or think about the rest of our body and the position that it's in. So always focus on keeping an upright posture, keeping an upright position as we're going through these RPRs. Another 30 seconds since we're able to hit those both sides. And again, I like to keep my hips tucked underneath, and I can really feel what's going on back there. Right in the middle for me, right next to my spine. These things do not like me much. All right, so just want to breathe through it. Okay, another 10 seconds. And then we're going to take a seat, have our leg up to hit our quadriceps. Okay, last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Again, finishing with our quads. I like to keep my feet up. All right, this is going to help to keep your knee locked into place. When you point your toe, it doesn't have as much stability as when you flex. So another fun fact about knees. So from here, I like to use my other hand as kind of a brace. And then I'm going to do mini circles right on that inner suprapatellar tendon right here. Okay. It's one of the things that helps to send the messages over to the muscle attachment right down here for our quadriceps right by our knees. So I want to make sure that we stimulate that again. And if it's a little bit angry, it's okay. A lot of these do tend to be, especially for me. All right. So another 10 seconds, just going up about a third to a quarter of the way up your leg, down your leg, whichever direction you want to look at it from, and then returning right back, okay? Another 5 seconds. Now we're just going to switch to the other quadricep. 3, 2, and 1, okay? And then go ahead and switch to the other quadricep. So I'm going to bring this up so that you're able to see alongside of myself. And again, just applying pressure on that inner quadricep muscle. And you can see it's not a very far gap that we have to stimulate, but it is enough to get the proper messages sent right down there, okay? So y'all know me, I'm all about the lights. So this is the light switches of our body, in particular for our quads, all right? So another 5 seconds now, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and time. So take about 3 to 4 baby breaths. Inflate, deflate, inflate, deflate. And as you deflate, make sure you're pulling your belly button in. So getting our inner abdominals to activate is going to help to get these muscles stronger. And the stronger your inner abdominals are, the less your lower back is going to have to do. Okay, so everyone talks about the six-pack abs. I'm going to layer underneath it that's actually the functional core of your body. All right, and I was like way out of camera shot for that, so all you saw was chest. But anyways, let's go right into our Tai Chi energizes. All right, so we're gonna go zone by zone to energize our body. First and foremost, we're going air squat and then into a pelvic rock. And then of course, bird dogs will be zone 3, but zone 1, air squat. So remember, this is just your most comfortable squat. You don't have to go all the way down if that doesn't feel comfortable for you. I'm not asking anyone to go ass to grass or anything like that. You go down to where you feel comfortable, except the breathing pattern is going to be fundamentally different than when you're exerting more power, okay? So for energy's sake, we're just going to exhale, pull ourselves down, and then inhale, lift ourselves up, okay? So drop down. And then these aren't meant to be done quickly, right? We just want to take our time, pulling ourselves down, keeping our chest tall, and making sure we keep a tall posture through the movement, okay? All we're doing is just getting blood flow throughout our entire body. Great one to get some blood flow and help to improve with skeletal system, bones, and joints. So another 25 seconds. And this is a good one. They say that when you're sitting down for long periods of time, the bare minimum is to at least stand up and walk around for about 5 minutes every 45 minutes or so, okay? So that's bare minimum for that one. Another 3 seconds here, 2, and 1 time. So now we're going into zone 2, more about water regulation, expiratory system. So y'all know how I am. I'm going to do pelvic rock, so back and forth. Inhale, back. Exhale forward. Okay. So this is really a lot about hip and pelvis health. All right. And having a lot of hip and pelvis control is going to be extremely safe for knees, for ankles, as well as your lower back and spine. So being able to tilt forward, backward, naturally, right? Taking your time, okay? It's going to be extremely good to help to return natural mobility to the rest of those joints and keep them stacked properly. Another 20 seconds. All right, so inhale, those hips come back, and exhale, those hips come forward. Okay. Good. Yes, excellent. Good work, Ash. Let me see, Amanda. Keep that going. Another 5, 4, good. 3, 2, and 1 time. So take a quick breather there, and everybody come down to a quadruped or all fours. All right, quadruped or all fours. I also probably should mention you might want a pillow or anything like that if your knees are tender on the surface that you're on currently. Okay, for hardwood, for me, it's not exactly a great thing. But all fours here, actually for this one, it's not terrible. What I want to do is inhale, reach my arm and knee out. Exhale, come together. We're only going to be doing this for 20 seconds, so it shouldn't be necessarily too challenging, but it will be a little bit challenging, okay? So another 15 seconds. Or I'll go in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and get started. 20 seconds from here. All right, and we're going to switch to the other side. Remember, you're just extending and then bring them together. Try not to bend through that back. You just want to focus on bringing your elbow and knee together while maintaining a flat back here, okay? So like maintaining that tabletop surface. 3 seconds here, then switching to, and 1. So go ahead and drop down. Maybe 5 seconds to switch. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. All right. So zone 3 is actually more about sending energy into your digestive system. Okay. So that's your lower abdominals right here, as well as your mid back. Okay. So big focus there. Another 10 seconds in this zone, and then we're going to move a little bit higher into upper back. Okay. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. All right, nice job of getting that full extension on both sides. So you're going to drop down. We're going to go into prone cobras. Again, increasing energy to our EMG generator. That is like our heart, vital organs. I just want to inhale, peel my shoulders and chest off the ground. And I should be basically preparing for a butterfly stroke. And then I exhale, drop back down. And I'm lifting my palms as well. So lift my palms, lift my chest. Okay, trying to peel it up. Eventually, I want to sit up this tall to get my head straight forward. All right. Another 15 seconds. Then we go right into the easy stuff. Okay, another 10, 9, 8, 7. Good. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. All right, so go ahead and sit up tall, kneel up tall, whichever feels more comfortable for here. Next up, we're just doing shoulder rolls, okay? This is a great one to get blood flowing once again through those shoulders. So it's basically shrug, pull back and down, shrug, pull back and down, okay? Make sure to really exaggerate that breathing. So that's going to help to really get that blood flowing. In particular, what I'm really aiming for is the lower to mid trapezius muscle. All right, so everybody knows about the mountains that are right next to your neck, but this trapezius muscle also extends all the way back down to right down here, right, down here, right, and when you look at that, that's what's keeping you upright. So we want to try and get that blood flow as much as we can. Again, a very, very simple exercise recommended by therapists. All right, little physical therapist action there as well. 10 seconds remaining. All right, and then we're going to finish up with everyone's favorite. Although I'm going to put a little caveat, so we're going to do some eye pluses. 3, 2, and 1. All right, so this time we're going to do eye pluses rather than eye rolls. So I'm going to come up close. Can everyone give a thumbs up if you can at least hear me somewhat clearly and kind of see me somewhat clearly? I know I had a feeling I've been hearing my audio going in and out.
I just said, Nate, you're a little choppy, that's all.
All right, so let me try something. one. Well, we'll work through this and see what I can do. A little better?
Yeah, it is a little better. Yeah.
All right, cool. If that is literally what it is, I swear I'm gonna lose my mind. But moving on, our last one is gonna be I pluses. Okay, so for this one, what we are going to do, instead of rolling all the way around, up, down, up, down. Okay, we're gonna do that for 20 seconds. Then we're gonna look left and right for 20 seconds as well. Okay, 3, 2, 1, time starts. All right, and if you already start ahead of time, that is totally fine. Okay, so we got another about 15 seconds, just focusing on continuously moving our eyes up, down, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 time. Now we're gonna go next, side to side. All right, so side to side is next, 3, 2, and 1, side to side, okay? Side to side, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Yeah, have some fun with that one. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 time. All right. That's all right. Blink a couple of times, get your balance right back. We're going to go right into our passive stretches. Okay, so we're going to only spend 30 seconds on both sides first, and then we're going to do a knee opener. We're going to do kind of a test, pre-test type of situation. All right. So first, let's go ahead and get ourselves into our first pigeon. Now, again, this is where for me, I need pillows underneath my knees. Otherwise, this hardwood floor is not too forgiving for me. All right, so we're only spending about 30 seconds in this position on this side. And your goal is to try to keep that knee at 90 degrees in front to the best of your ability. All right, so just here for about 30 seconds. Then we're gonna loosen up that knee. All right, and then we're gonna get right back into it on this side, okay? So let that hip float as high as it needs to. Okay, and if you can, pull back just a little bit. All right, and you just wanna keep your chest floating in air. All right, so we got another 10 seconds here. Don't worry, when we get back into this in a second, we're gonna do a couple of different variations to test out what feels best for us. 3, 2, and 1. So go ahead and get out of that stretch. Now, what we are going to do is roll onto the side of our foot and get into our low lunge. Okay, so our low lunge, I'll show you from the side, is gonna be this. Again, literally just what we were just in, except now our hip is up. All right, what I want to do is on this front foot, hopefully you all can see that. Now I'm going to allow my foot to roll to the side. Okay, so you can see the inside of my foot is up. And now from here, I'm going to play around with this. We're going to spend about 60 seconds to open up not just our hip and our knee. That's what that heel is going to, or that foot rising is going to allow us to do. Okay. So from here, heel up, now we torque this and see if we can get some more movement in our hip. All right, so from here, spend about 60 seconds just leaning that chest over, opening that knee. You might feel a bit of a stretch towards your hip as well as the side of your leg. I want you to focus on your breathing into it. The more that you breathe into your hip, the more blood you're going to send into that issue. Okay, so always focus your breathing, always focus your mind on the specific area where you're holding the most tension, and try to see if you can get that to relax a little bit. All right, so we got another 15 seconds in this one. Then we're going to go right back to that pigeon and see if we can get that knee down a little bit more. All right, last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So coming back up, all right? So you can just roll back a little bit just to stretch out that hamstring, give a couple of pulses there, then come right back up, and let's lie right back into our pigeon and see if we can get some more movement in that pigeon stretch, okay? All right, the goal was just to get that knee to cooperate a little bit easier and let that knee sit flatter on the ground. Okay, and then from here, what we're gonna first do is drop our xylophone, our chest over to our foot. Okay, so we're going to xylophone our chest over to our foot. So that means from here, I just want to turn my body. Okay, I'm going to get a little tilt towards that side as well. Okay, and just breathing into that hip. So we're going to spend about 30 seconds in this one. Okay, and focusing that breathing deep into that hip. You can focus your mind, your breathing directly into that hip to get some movement down there. All right, we are halfway through, another 15 seconds, and then we're going to turn our chest over towards our knee in 10 seconds, okay? So I'll show you that one and be a part of that as well. All right, in 5 seconds again. Now I'm going to continue to anchor my foot where it is, but I'm going to turn my opposite chest over towards my knee. 3, 2, and 1. So turn your chest towards your knee. It will change the dynamic of the stretch. Again, still focusing on those hips. You still want to focus on that breathing. I'm going to be in here for another 25 seconds. Okay, and then last but not least, we're going to come down to the middle to open that right back up. Okay, hopefully it's been pretty easy to keep that knee flat on the floor. You might feel a deep stretch into that hip, but trust me when I say time is what loosens these things up. 10 more seconds, and then we're right back to the middle. 3, 2, and 1. Right back to the middle. Okay, right back to the middle, and keeping your chest down as low as you can. Okay, keeping your chest down as low as you can. And likely between stretching the outer two parts, you are probably in a deeper pigeon and in a comfortable position than you would have been otherwise. So just want to make sure that we got everything loosened up. We got another 15 seconds in this position. Continue your breathing down into your hip. Okay. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So slowly rise yourself back up out of that stretch. Okay. Slowly getting into your position. If you need to, you can put it out a little bit, shake it out to get a little blood flowing back through it, because we're going to do all of that same combo on the other side. All that likely got a little bit of blood flow into that hip and knee area, and it only took a total of 5 minutes, legitimately. All right. So remember that stretching does not take long, and it really makes a world of difference. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into that pigeon on the other side and see if we can get, again, that retest situation. For me, this is my nightmare side, so I'm not too big of a fan of this one. All right, so we're gonna get dropped down for 30 seconds. Okay, try to keep that 90-degree angle at the knee. All right, that'll help to set that hip in the proper position to really get the stretch of the muscle where it should be. 15 seconds in. And then again, we're gonna roll onto the outside of our foot on this side to loosen up that knee. All right, now to get it to comply with us in 3, 2, and 1. So go ahead and sitting up. We want that foot to be planted and then turn out. All right, and then from here, leaning that chest over towards that knee. You can apply light pressure, but for me, this is enough of a stretch. All right. And rolling onto the outside of your foot, letting your insole, your instep float off of the floor. Okay. And again, don't want to put too much torque on the ankle. If you're feeling a lot of pressure on the ankle, you can let up on how much is tilting over towards the side. All right, so we have another 30 seconds in this position. And we go right back to our pigeon. The goal is to keep it lying flat at 90 degrees while we get into each and every position. All right, another 20 seconds, continue that breathing. I'm still not applying any sort of pressure. I'm just sitting right here. I'm just hoping that I can stay some sort of normal. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So returning back up top, we might have been able to get a little bit of a loosening up in the hip without even getting into that pigeon. And now we are going to actually get into that pigeon. So again, if you were able to sit back, you can sit back with a quick hamstring stretch. Let's get into that pigeon. Spend about 30 seconds in this first one. All right. Again, the first one, xylophoning our chest over towards our foot. So we're trying to stretch out the side of our glute, the side of our hip. All right, all I'm doing is bringing my chest over to the side. That's all I'm doing, and focusing my breathing in my hip. All right, spend another 15 seconds. All right, focus on your breathing, deep inhales. Remember what I said earlier, you want to focus as much as you can into breathing into these positions. Okay, another 5 seconds. You're going to turn your chest over towards your knee and keeping your foot anchored at that 90-degree angle. 3, 2, and 1. Turning that chest over towards your knee. Then from there, you just allow yourself to fall as much as you can with a tall spine, always considering a tall posture. And keeping your breath nice and solid into your belly. All right. So we got another 15 seconds here. Now we're going to come right back to the middle again, dropping that chest as low as we can in the middle of our shin. All right, 10 seconds left. Okay, when we return to the middle, drop your chest as low as you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back to the middle, drop your chest as low as you can, and see how that feels in comparison to the first time that you touched this. All right. You likely will have gotten significantly lower, gotten a lot of movement through those glutes, gotten a lot of movement through those hips and lower back. Okay. As noted earlier, time and stretches is what allows these muscles to truly relax. Okay, that's why it's all about consistency. You know, last 10 seconds of breathing in this position. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release that stretch. All right. And again, shake it out in case you need to. Whew. Man, for me, I definitely had to do that. All right. So we're going to hit one more, and it's just our neck cars. Okay, so that's why I'm crawling up closer. I know I'm slowing down. I can already see it. I'm turning to the Terminator again. Great. But for here, what we're going to be aiming for are neck cars. So I want to sit with a tall spine. Okay, and then I'm going to keep my neck slightly packed backwards. And then from here, what I'm going to do is bring my head back and then roll all the way around. Okay, and you will likely feel a lot of tension in your traps. If you're doing this properly, you should feel a lot of pull as you go side to side or front to back, but you likely feel some sort of feedback. So we're going to spend another 40 seconds. Okay, roll it all the way around. Remember, tall posture, proud chest, superhero chest. And I'm holding my hands in the fists to the side to keep tension in the rest of my body and allow that free flow through my neck. Okay, so sort of like a body distraction. All right, spending another 15 seconds in this direction. And then we will reverse directions in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and reverse the direction. All right, reverse the direction, opposite, spending another 45 seconds in that opposite direction. There we go. And as your head goes back, that's where you would like to inhale since your neck's expanding. And then as your chin tucks, makes it easier to exhale the carbon dioxide or waste products. Okay, so we're looking at another 10 seconds here. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 time. All right. All right. So what we're going into next are active mobilizers. And these are just going to be the individual ones to make our body actually move and put some of these things to practice. So the first one is a Frogger float with internal rotation. So if you recall, I believe last week, we went through a version of a Frogger float. Now I'm just going to add another element to that. So remember from here, All right, I want you up on your hands and knees this time with, again, your toes pointed outwards, sitting back on the exhale. And you're gonna sit forward on the exhale, dropping those hips. Once you get to this position, make sure you're hitting tall, keep your abdominals engaged, and then you're gonna turn out on both sides, okay? So exhale here. Inhale as you come back forward. Exhale as you drop those hips. Turn out, and come right back, okay? When you drop those hips, keep your abdominals engaged, okay? So we're gonna be spending about 90 seconds, so you do not have to move quickly. Take your time through this, okay? Don't worry about how high you lift your leg. That's inconsequential to your level, all right? Another 5 seconds. We're gonna get 90 seconds through this one. 3, 2, and 1. Again, these are guidelines. If you are starting a little bit early, that's totally fine. These are just great stretches for your body. So I like to sit back, okay, keeping those toes pointed outwards. And then from here, dropping my hips, keeping myself tall, lift, lift, and then sit right back. Lift, lift, okay? And you might get some feedback, maybe some tension through the hips, but you might also, and this is more important, feel some glutes turning on, all right, as you engage through this one, okay? So we wanna make sure that not only do we loosen these glutes, but we also wanna make sure that they work in natural movements, okay? All right, and also your back hip might rotate just a little bit. That is also okay. 40 seconds remaining. Okay, lift. Yes, Ash, good. Excellent. And then again, exhale, sit back. So watch arching, all right, as you sit back. Okay, you want to keep your abdominals engaged when you sit back, okay? So slight tuck of those hips. All right, so watch flaring too much. Again, you can see for me, I don't even go back too far because I want to keep my back as straight and tall as possible. Okay, and then coming forward, keep my chest lifted, abdominals are braced. All right, so another 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Good, good. All right, so we're gonna stay on the floor for this next one just because it made a little bit more sense to keep you down here rather than stand up and then come back down. So now you're gonna grab your pillow. This is back to our level 2, Feldenkrais, shoulders, spine, integrator. So lying down on your side, arms straight out in front of you. Okay, arms stacked, knees stacked, hips stacked. From here, I'm going to and open my chest, sliding my hand straight down my shoulder. Once I get to the same side shoulder, I stop, and then I come right back on my exhale. All right, if you have a shorter inhale, you just have to move a little bit quicker. If you have a longer inhale, also follow that as well. So follow your breathing patterns. All right, we're trying to regain what's called a reflexive movement. All right, so most Feldenkrais came up with this methodology of trying to return movement to our body. So again, spending 45 seconds on both sides in 3, 2, 1, and go. So it looks like you already started, but I figure I'll let you get that little boost. Okay. Okay, so remember we're following our breathing as we slide that hand back. And our breathing is what's facilitating our chest and back to move simultaneously. Good, all right. Be careful of those hips and those knees lifting. You want to keep those knees in contact with each other as you go through this movement, all right. And then Brandy, also keep your hand in contact with your arm as well. All right, so as we're coming in, I'm essentially feeling myself up over towards that same shoulder, and then I'm going to retrace my collarbone, retrace my arm down to the tips of my fingers. So another 10 seconds on this side. In 5 seconds, we're gonna switch and flip to the other side. 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and flip and switch over to the other side. Okay, again, trying to return that reflexive movement. Hopefully those shoulders, those lats, and that mid-spine was able to move fluidly through that one, okay? So in about 5 seconds, I will start the clock. You can start the movement whenever you're in position. 3, 2, and 1. So 45 seconds from here. Keep those arms straight out. All right, next week, I am gonna add a little bit of hip movement into this one, okay? And it's going to mimic your walking gait. Okay, so your walking gait is going to be mimicked with this movement starting next week. Okay, kind of excited for that one. All right, so keeping those arms out in front. Ash, you look like you're having a great time over there.
My cat is literally attacking my hair. He just basically jumped on my face. Silly.
Well, your hair is so long and so fluffy.
Yeah, and it's his favorite thing.
Last 3, 2, and 1 time. That's awesome, though. You have a friend.
Yeah, my little yoga friend. Right? Come here.
All right. Last but not least, this one's going to be quite challenging. It's going to be standing hip cars. So for this one, use something to help you keep your balance. A cat might help, but a piece of furniture, the wall, whatever the case may be. I'm going to be back here, so I'm holding on to the wall. All right, so I'll show you the side profile. This might be a really good way to see it. So from here, what I want to do is stay up nice and tall, keep my upright posture. I'm going to lift my knee as high as I can. Okay, and that's without my back tucking. Okay, so just lift your knee as much as you can through your hip. From here, you're going to open out to the side. And also be careful of tipping or any sort of compensation. So this is about all I can do without my body moving. And then tilt your heel up towards the ceiling. You're going to lift back like a ballerina. Turn that knee back towards the front. And then lift again. So we're going to spend 45 seconds in this direction. Okay, so up on this side, I need out. Okay, lift the heel, turn back, knee forward, and then lift back up, okay? So take your time through this one. It's going to spend about 45 seconds here, and then we're coming right back. Okay, so out. Ash, see how your body is starting to tip forward when your leg goes back? So I want you to lock those hips in place. If you need to, you can stand a bit closer to the chair. Good. Good, out. Better, much better. Good. Brandy, I'm seeing some nice stability, it looks like, through the shoulders. It looks like the ribs are also pretty solid as well. Amanda, I know you're probably doing well with me. All right, can't see you, but I believe in you. All right, another 15 seconds on this side. And you're just gonna turn and repeat the exact same motion. Okay, again, we want to take our time through this one. Remember, we're flexing our toes up towards us to lock that knee into place. Last 3, last 2, and last 1. So go ahead and flip. And we're going to, again, repeat the same on the other side. Okay, oh, I guess I got to go here. All right, so here we go. Time starts in 3, 2, and 1. If you got started early, remember, this is mobility, so please feel free to, because we shouldn't be moving too quickly as it is. So up, out, lift the heel. Wow, this one's a little bit even more tender. Okay. And this is a great one, all about body discovery. So as you go through, take note of what muscles are resisting your movement. Okay, so take full note of that, full awareness. Okay, yep, I know exactly where my problem area is. Been that way for a while now. Okay, so we got another 10 seconds in this direction. Excellent. Down to the final 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and time. Just go ahead and shake that out. Again, this is a great one all about body discovery. So anytime that you're going through a movement such as that one, take note of what's saying, you can't go that way. You know, there's usually something back there preventing it from happening. Okay, so moving forward, our last few things are all about full body integration. Y'all know how I am. So we're only going to spend a short amount of time. Okay, I realize 90 seconds is a lot for how much activity is actually going on there. All right, so we're only going to be spending about 40 seconds. So I'm slicing that in half. All right, so about 40 seconds of the 3 different movements. They're all the more advanced versions of the 3 movements that we have gone over the past 5 weeks. Okay, so bear crawl forward backward is going to be the first one. I'm going to break that one up into 2 rounds of 20 seconds. Okay, I'm going to break that one up into 2 rounds of 20 seconds. Now, for that one, remember level 1 was lazy bear, so all fours, lifting the belly button, pressing the shoulders. All right, level 2, you want to lift the knees slightly up from that position, so more core will activate. And then level 3 is all about movement forward and backward, and that's what we're doing today. Okay, so lifting those knees, right, left, then reverse. Okay, so it shouldn't necessarily be very, very large movements, right? We want to keep it small. So remember, you're going to be going for 20 seconds of keeping those hips lifted and those knees lifted. So I'm going to get you into it in about 5 seconds. All right, so 2 rounds of 20 seconds. Okay, you're only going to get a little bit of a break in between. All right, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. So forward and backward, lift and forward and backward. Okay. Good. Minimal movement, inches at a time. There we go. So we don't want those hips to lift. So another 10 seconds.
Can you do it again, Nate? I'm sorry. I'm like.
No, it's fine. I had meant to be doing it with you guys. So that was my mistake. Okay. So as you can see, not much movement. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 time. So I'm going to give you about 20 seconds break here. 20 seconds break. So what you'll see is my hands are under my shoulders, knees under hips, my toes are tucked. I lift my knees slightly off of the ground. Right arm, left leg. Left arm, right leg. Right arm, left leg. And then from there, keep it consistent as well, moving backwards. Okay? So this will be a bit of a quad burn. This will be a bit of a core burn. Okay? And in a change of direction, you can take your time and settle yourself. I know it's a little bit tricky to go forward and then backward and then backward and then forward in switching hands. Believe me, take your time, gather yourself, and then go ahead and move in the opposite direction. Cool? All right. So here we go. We're going to start this round 2 in 3, 2, and 1. Knees up and move forward and backward. Good. Okay, so you should feel your quads. You should feel your core. Everything should be turned all the way up to like 11 right around here. Okay, shoulders are probably going to feel this one. Scaps are going to feel this one. Another 8 seconds here. Just keep going forward, backward. Only a few more steps. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and time. Quick breather. I know. Your core is probably, whoo, en fuego. Moving forward, we've got the beast spinal unload. Remember, there are only 2 levels of this one. So it's kind of another version of a dive bomber push-up, if you are familiar with that. So beast unload, I like to think of starting in a bit of a plank with my hands slightly behind my shoulders. Okay, so I'm leaning forward. From here, I pull myself back into a squat. Then I push myself out, squeezing my glutes, quads, and core, abdominals, all right, at the end. So that's level 1, just the unload. Squeeze everything as tight as you can. Level 2, from that beast position, lift up into that downward dog, tuck your hips, roll up your spine into an upward facing dog, tuck your chin, roll all the way back, downward facing dog, drop down into that beast or child's pose if you need to take a second. Okay, so you're gonna get about 45 seconds to go through this one. If you started, you can go ahead and keep this moving. All right, 3, 2, and 1, 45 seconds. So remember, these are all movements meant to be taken slowly. Take your time. Okay, so I want you rolling as much as you can through your spine, Brandy. All right.
Rolling, sorry.
So I'm tucking my hips first, and you can see how I roll my back. See that? How that waves? What I want you to do is tuck your chin, tuck your chest, all the way back into your hips. And then on your hips, you're tucking your hips, and then rolling back. Okay. All right. Got another 5 seconds here. 4, 3, yes, 2, And one time. Yes. Good. All right. Ash, excellent. Amanda, excellent. I was watching y'all too as well. Don't think I didn't see y'all. All right. And then Brandy, nice work with that wave or spinal unload. All right. Then last but not least, this one is probably the trickiest. I've had a lot of people who have challenges with this, okay? So the 3 different levels of the crab bridge flow that I'm showing you. Level 1, crab bridge, both hands down, both feet flat. Elevate through the hips, eyes up, squeeze the glutes. Drop the hips. All right. Level 2, you're going to switch to a single arm. So as you can see, I move my hand slightly in towards the center. Full extension through the, holy crap, that feels good. Through the hips, arms up. I'm going to reach, look at my down hand, come right back down, then switch over to the other side. Okay. The most challenging part of this one is the flow portion of it. This one, a lot of people get incorrect. Okay, so if I am on my right side, my right hand is planted. After my bridge is, whoa, successful. Look at me show it off, right? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my right leg, go underneath the back leg, coming up, planting my left hand, flipping, and now I'm right into my other side.
Come on. I don't have room in a Jersey City apartment for that.
That's why there's levels. We can do regular crab bridge flows, okay? Just a single arm up and switch. Okay?
Wow. I like the rotate thing, but I can't do it.
Yeah, I want to try it.
You're welcome to. I'm just lucky my roommates aren't here for the time being, so I have so much more room. So, do everybody want to try that? I'm gonna give you 60 seconds to do that one, okay? So 60 seconds starting in 3. You can start whenever you would like. 2 and 1. Okay, here we go. Okay, so again, I'm gonna continue to demonstrate the flow. I'm not gonna continue to produce instructions, but I will continue to provide the demo. Okay, so remember, right arm, right leg. Left arm, left leg. Okay, so we got another 30 seconds to continue practice. Yes, excellent work with the bridges. Excellent work with the bridges. So remember, our fingernails should be pointing up towards our head or away from our shoulders. Okay, so we got some proper rotation through those shoulders. Another 15 seconds. Amanda, how we doing? Good, last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and time. So, real quick on the mic, how did those 3 last movements feel? We're gonna do one quick round of breathing after this.
They were good.
They're good. My shoulders are really tight. So
Nice.
that's where I feel it the
So
most.
much
That's where I
after
felt
that.
the last one the most too.
I think that's my favorite move.
Me lately.
Yeah,
Thanks in my other exercises that it's just like a lot of strain.
in
think I-
particular,
Muscle, yeah.
right?
I think I just need to build up muscle around it or something.
It's,
know.
yes, it's a little bit of that, but it's also, there's a lot of tension that's from here based on this normally. And I'll always come back to rounded shoulder posture because that's literally where a lot of our tension is being perpetuated cyclically. So the more that we are able to get this to do that, the better it's going to be and the taller we are going to continue to sit. Okay.
Yeah.
I think next week we're going to start to, I believe I mentioned lower trapezius muscles. We're going to build those up a little bit more starting next week as well. Okay, so we'll start to get those involved because usually they're a little bit long and not as strong as they should be. Okay, so everyone sit up tall. Now you can have the mics off if you choose. Again, this is all about your breathing. We're going to do another round of the breathing as we did earlier. again this time. So taking another 2 minutes. This time I'm going to do the full round with you ladies this afternoon. Okay. So trying to get about 40 breaths within that 2-minute time frame. All right. Remember, it's just a release. Deep inhale, release. Another minute. About 5 more breaths. Last 3, deep. Release. Deep. Release. Last big deep inhale. And release. And hold. And remember, whenever you need to inhale, deep inhale, hold for 10, and return back to your normal breathing. Once again, once you're back to your normal breathing, just focus again on keeping that breathing cyclical. Deep inhale in and release. Deep inhale in and release. Okay. Take another 3 breaths as such. Open your eyes. Oh, I love breathing. I'm such a nerd about it. All right. So really quickly, mic's on if you've got a couple of minutes so we can chat. So,
Oh, that was great, Nate. Thank you. It relieved stress for sure, which I needed big time.
Same,
that
yeah.
was pretty much
Been a long
the key
week.
that I wanted to make sure.
Yeah, really good.
I actually like having it on Friday.
Well,
But I also like having it in the middle of the week because it breaks it up. So I should just be doing this more than once a week.
yeah, right. Well, Nate, you're better set up for the usual Wednesdays at 3, right? Yeah.
whatever feels best, whatever everyone would like to do, just please, let me know whichever one you would prefer.
Okay. Yeah. Company's going through some crazy stuff right now. Just retail, is hit pretty bad by COVID. So always something new every day. But I'll speak with everybody just so we can get the max amount of people, deciding, and I'll let you know right away.
Cool.
Perfect. Awesome.
All right. I hate to bail,
And then
but I gotta
again-
jump on a call. So thank you so much, Nate. Have a wonderful weekend. Did you watch Eddie Murphy Raw yet? I told you what was on.
I've been wrapped up in a lot of the Breonna Taylor case, in all honesty.
I know.
That's
I'm sure.
I really wanted to. I did scan by it a couple times, but I did choose documentaries, and I was like, after I watched it, I was like, why didn't I watch Eddie Murphy?
You have time. You have time.
Yeah, it's gonna be definitely a today thing. It's gonna be a today.
Yeah,
I
right?
watched that documentary 13th.
Oh,
It was obviously, I still have a lot to learn to educate and stuff, but my goodness, it was eye-opening, thought-provoking. It was so well done. And it's, really disgusting, to be quite honest, what's real, what's happened and stuff, but it's, everybody should watch it. So it was good. So I'll be watching many more.
yeah, that was a good one. It was tough to watch. I've seen both
Tough.
the ones.
I cried multiple times for sure, but sometimes you got to watch the tough stuff,
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, my jaw was dropping the whole time.
Unfortunately, there's been so much tough stuff to watch. Like it's beyond. So.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure it's only the beginning. So I am going to kind of warn y'all about that.
I hope not.
I'm hoping as well. It seems like we're getting a phenomenal wave of support and a phenomenal wave of just progress. A bunch of great laws have been passed this week. And there's been a ton of victories in that regard.
It happens quickly, which is great.
Absolutely. So, Brandy, I think you're right. I think we are, getting to a point where we can move beyond that sort of thing, but I still believe that there will be pockets of resistance.
I think the key is that everybody's silence is just as bad as is doing nothing. It's doing nothing, saying nothing, and we just need to make sure that everybody is consistent and that it's not just for for the next month or so, that this is ongoing and every day,
Mm-hmm.
speaking up and
No.
yeah.